For years, whispers have moved through the corridors of defense ministries. Whispers about a fighter jet, almost too good to be true. The Saab Gripen was marketed as the smart choice. It was the affordable, reliable, highly capable alternative to its more expensive rivals. This jet promised top-tier performance without the crippling price tag. Nations with smaller budgets saw it as their ticket to a modern air force. The sales pitch was powerful and persuasive. It painted a picture of a giant killer, a machine that could hold its own against any threat anywhere, anytime. But a new report, released just this week, has turned those whispers into a deafening roar of controversy. This new document is not just a collection of technical complaints. The Saab Gripen has long been hailed as a masterpiece of pragmatic engineering. Its reputation was built on three strong pillars: affordability, high-tech capability, and ease of maintenance. It was the sensible fighter in a world of extravagant and overly complex machines. Saab marketed it brilliantly as the perfect solution for air forces needing to do more with less. The Gripen was said to be able to operate from short makeshift runways on public roads. It could be refueled and rearmed by a small team of conscripts in minutes, not hours. This image of rugged reliability and clever design won it many admirers and, more importantly, customers around the world. This carefully crafted image was crucial to its success on the international market. The Gripen was competing against giants like the American F-35 and F-16, the Eurofighter Typhoon, and the French Rafale. In this crowded and fiercely competitive field, the Gripen's unique selling proposition was its cost-effectiveness. It offered what was claimed to be 80% of the capability for a fraction of the cost. The Grounded Truth Report is devastating in its detail. Its central claim, the Gripen's advanced sensor fusion system, has a critical flaw. Sensor fusion is the jet's digital brain. It is supposed to take information from the radar. It is supposed to take information from the infrared sensors. It is supposed to take information from the data links. It then combines all this into a single, clear picture for the pilot. This lets the pilot understand the battlefield and make split-second decisions. The report alleges that under specific but not uncommon combat conditions, the system can become overloaded. When overloaded, it can present incorrect information. It can show ghost targets, and it can fail to display real threats. This is a catastrophic failure in combat. Another claim targets the aircraft's electronic warfare suite. An EW system should protect the jet by jamming enemy radars and by decoying incoming missiles. It acts as the fighter's electronic shield. The report says Gripen's internal EW didn't meet advertised specs. In classified international tests, the system allegedly failed against certain modern radars. That left the aircraft vulnerable to detection and targeting. The cover-up described in the Grounded Truth Report was not the work of a single person. It was a systemic failure enabled by a culture of secrecy and immense commercial pressure. The process began during the later stages of the aircraft's development and testing. According to the report, a small circle of senior engineers and program managers became aware of the persistent issues with the sensor fusion systems and electronic warfare systems. Instead of halting progress to fix these fundamental problems, a decision was allegedly made to manage the information. This meant controlling who knew about the problems and how the problems were described in official documentation. The goal was to keep the multi-billion-dollar program on schedule and on budget. This information management was executed with precision. Negative test results were given a higher security classification. Positive results, even if unrealistic, were widely shared with marketing teams and foreign governments. He states, it was a two-tiered system of truth. There was the sales truth that went to the buyers, and the engineering truth that was locked away in a safe. The consequences of this alleged deception are severe and far-reaching. The most immediate and grave impact is on the pilots who fly the Gripen. They step into their cockpit every day with the belief that their machine is the best it can be. They place their lives in the hands of the engineers and manufacturers who built it. A fighter jet with a faulty sensor system or an ineffective electronic shield is a death trap in modern combat. It gives the pilot a false sense of security. They might fly into a situation believing they are protected or have a clear picture of the battlefield, only to discover fatally that they do not. This is not just a technical failure, it is a profound moral failure. For the nations that have invested in the Gripen, the strategic implications are disastrous. Brazil, South Africa, Czech Republic, Hungary, Thailand. They spent vast sums of public money, believing they were acquiring a credible deterrent. If the report's claims are true, these countries may have fleets of aircraft that are not fit for purpose in a real war. Their primary tool for defending their sovereign airspace has a hidden, critical weakness. Fixing the problems exposed by the Gripen controversy requires more than just apologies and internal reviews. It demands a clear and robust blueprint for accountability. The first step must be complete and total transparency. Saab and the Swedish government must declassify and release all relevant testing data. Sensor fusion, electronic warfare systems, including the unfavorable results that were allegedly hidden. An independent international commission should review this data. Aviation experts, defense analysts, neutral countries. Their findings must be made public so everyone can see the unvarnished truth about the Gripen's capabilities and limitations. Second, testing and verification must be reformed. A new international standard should require fully independent testing on critical systems. Results should be reported in parallel to manufacturers and potential buyers. Third, stronger protections for whistleblowers. There must be secure channels for engineers, pilots, and managers to report concerns without fear. Defense contracts should mandate such protections. Finally, real consequences for deception. Legal action, professional sanctions, financial penalties. Compensation should include fixes and refunds where due. In the end, this controversy is about a simple yet powerful principle. Truth matters. It matters to the pilot whose life depends on their aircraft. It matters to the nation that has staked its security on that aircraft's performance. It matters to the taxpayer who paid for that aircraft with their hard-earned money. Technology and geopolitics can obscure this fact. But the Grounded Truth Report has brought it back into sharp focus. The trust that underpins global defense has been shaken, and it can only be rebuilt on honesty. The call for reform must be loud and unrelenting. We must move away from manufacturers grading their own homework. Independent verification is a necessary safeguard. It ensures delivered products match promises. This is the minimum standard for national defense. Protect those who speak truth to power. Build a culture where honesty is celebrated. The shadows must be replaced by the clarifying light of truth. The integrity of our defense depends on it.